Today I'm talking about chronic worry. And this is a problem that spans generations, and especially now when there's so many things to worry about in the world. And I think it's very, very prevalent. And so I want to tell you how I learned to deal with being a chronic worrier. I learned to worry about anything and everything from my mother. My mother had no control at all over her anxiety and her panic attacks. We had paper bags all over our apartment in Queens for her to breathe into and breathe out of so that she could try and regulate her breathing and come down off panic attacks safely. You have to understand, this is before therapy. Like, people didn't go to therapy readily back in the 70s and early 80s. And none of my friends were in therapy. We all just kind of had to learn to deal with what we had to deal with at home and things that were bothering us. We had to learn on our own. But this way that I came up with for me has worked for me now for like over 40 years. When I worry, it can be an all-day thing. I can worry about any number of things from the second I get up in the morning till the second I go to bed at night. And when I was in college, it started to really interfere with my life. It affected me in high school, but I think I was having so much fun that it kind of outweighed or negated a lot of the worry. However, in college, the pressure to get the grades so that I could get the job, it was out of control. It was out of control. And the funny thing is, everything I ever worried about, those things never came true. It was the things I didn't worry about that never even entered my mind could possibly happen. Those are the bad things that happened in my life. But that's just a side note. So anyway, the way I learned to deal with worry was to make a list of everything that was bothering me and everything that I was worried about. Sometimes that list would have 15 or 20 things on it. And those were the things that I'd worry about all day long, from the second I got up till the second I went to bed. So I had to control it because I couldn't function. So what I learned to do was to take that list of everything I was worried about, itemized, bullet pointed, boom, 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 boom. And I would set aside a time period in the morning when I was getting ready for school or work or whatever, and a time period in the evening when I was winding down and just relaxing. And I would worry about those things. I would be brushing my teeth in the morning, putting on my makeup, fixing my hair, whatever. And I'd have the list in front of me and I'd go through the list. And I'd worry about each and every one of them. I'd look at them. Some of them I'd be able to cross off and say, that's just not a thing. I can just get rid of that. It would be like 15, 20 minutes maybe. And I'd worry about everything I had to worry about and promise myself, and this is the important part, promise myself I would not worry about those things or think about those things until my next scheduled worry session. And that's how I was able to function. And that's the hardest part. That's the hardest part, is not worrying about those things, not letting it creep in, not letting it seep into your brain until the next scheduled worry session, which for me would be that 20 minutes at night after dinner, where I'd be sitting in front of the TV with my dog, and I'd allow myself to worry about all the things on the list again and see what else I could cross off that maybe was resolved during the day. And I'd revise the list for the following day. If you schedule it and you stick to it, you can control it. It's worked for me, like I said, for over 40 years now. Have a great day.